What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about custom built guitars. Are they for you? I think all of us at some point have, if we're a guitar player for any amount of time, have, like thought about it. Man, I would love to have a guitar built just for me, like a custom guitar, or something built by a custom builder, right? This is my Texas Toast Icon. I think this is the only one in the world with a Bigsby on it. And I absolutely love this guitar. I got to like spec out all the colors, spec out what I wanted on the fretboard, the kind of binding, everything. I got to spec this guitar out just for me, and it was super fun to do it. Does that mean that a custom guitar is for everyone? And what questions should you ask yourself and your prospective guitar builder if you are going to go down this road? First of all, we need to determine about ourselves whether we are a custom guitar person or not, guy or gal. This is a perfectly incredible Fender Telecaster, right? It's the workhorse of the guitar world. Is it surf green? Yeah, I think this one's surf green with a white pickguard, rosewood fretboard, right? This is like a workhorse. And, the likelihood of somebody else in your town having a guitar just like this is pretty high, or very close to it, but it's a great guitar. It's fantastic, right? It's incredible. I love this instrument. But the question is, do you want more than that? Are you the kind of person that wants more than just a tool? Let me illustrate it for a second. If you follow the channel at all, you know I'm going to use a knife analogy. This is a buck 110. This is probably the most common, if you think of a pocket knife, if you think of a hunting knife, this is a classic. It's been around for 100 years, right? This is the buck 110. Now this one I've done some laser etching out in my shop, but you can buy this knife anywhere for about 65 bucks, right? It is a standard of the knife industry. It is a knife, it cuts things, it's very sharp. They're very good knives, right? They're incredible. They're made in the United States. And like I said, you can get it for about 65 bucks. And this is, when we think pocket knife, if you like close your eyes and think pocket knife, this is pretty much it. To me, this is like the Fender Telecaster of pocket knives, right? Now, let me show you something else. This is a Chris Reeves Sebenza. This is made in Idaho by a man who's actually from South Africa. And this is probably for a long time anyway, it was kind of the standard when it came to custom knives, and the level of quality is unbelievable. The machining, everything. Now it costs a lot more than that buck 110. Principally, they do exactly the same thing. In fact, they look sort of similar, but the story of this knife is absolutely incredible. The reason I bought this knife is because I watched a video about the workmanship, the exacting tolerances, the way they're made, and really got to understand and sort of value the craftsmanship and work and time, and just there's a lot to it, right, that went into this pocket knife, and so therefore I was moved to buy one. So the question is, are you the kind of person that says, I just need a tool just to cut stuff, just to play songs? Or are you a person who enjoys a little bit more of that story, a little bit more of that kind of mystique around it, and valuing what you know goes into the product that is in your hands? That's a question that only you can answer, and you can't answer it for other people because we all feel differently about it, right? You may never be interested in this pocket knife. You just use that one just to cut stuff. That's totally fine. We're all different. So if we've decided that we want to go down the road of getting a custom shop instrument or a custom built instrument, the next thing we need to do is kind of determine what that is, because there's a lot of buzzwords surrounding it. This is a custom shop Gibson. Now, I could not spec this guitar. This just came this way. It came from their custom shop, and what it means is that they do more hand selection of parts. This is a one-piece mahogany body, for example. And they kind of go above and beyond when it comes to how the guitar is built, even in a production shop environment. So there might be many, many people that still have their hands on this guitar, but it's a far less automated process than a production line guitar, if that makes sense. At Fender, for example, they don't call it team built anymore. I can't remember what they call it, but basically it's a custom shop guitar, but it's built by a small team of people. And then they have their master built stuff that the guitar is built by one person. So, but these are still kind of big brand guitars that have a little more care and intention and, parts selection and that kind of stuff into them. So then the next kind of tier would be a boutique builder, right? So this is a Texas Toast Challenger. This is actually one of our bespoke models for Dylan Talks Tone that's got a bunch of custom stuff on it. But this guitar right here is made by two guys in Colorado, and the base model of this guitar is very inexpensive. I want to say, when I say inexpensive, I mean relative to custom guitar stuff. I want to say it's about, at the time of making this video, maybe $1,400 or $1,500, something like that, for a made in the United States guitar built by two guys in Colorado. And you can pick colors, you can pick various, there's a few specs that you can pick on that model. And then as you kind of go up through their range, you can get more and more and more custom, right? And of course, then you can probably spend as much money as you want. But the idea here being that this is made by a couple of guys in Colorado. Why is that important? To be honest with you, it may not be. It may not be important to you at all. You might just go buy a surf green Tele and be totally happy with that. But for those of you that want a little bit more of a story, for those of you that want a little bit more of a bespoke feeling, for those of you that want to have a bit of a relationship with where your product comes from, when you are trying to create music and be inspired, it really helps to have an instrument in your hand that creates a bit of an environment where that can happen. Let me show you something. This is a Texas Toast Challenger that I had built for me. And for those of you that have been following the channel for a while, you know that I like pink guitars. I got a bunch of them. And I really like Paisley. And so this is a pink Paisley Challenger. And to my knowledge, this is the only one like this at this point. This guitar hangs above my desk where I edit videos, where I think of ideas for videos, where I work on drawings for pickup designs, etc. I've got a couple of my favorite guitars hanging above my desk. So even when I am not playing them, they are sitting there as an inspiration to the work that I do. And of course, I have that Tele and I have that Custom Shop Gibson. They're great and I play them and they're awesome. But I draw inspiration from this guitar. Again, this is something that can't be explained or taught or persuaded. I can't talk you into being inspired by a custom built guitar. I can't do that. It's something that you either feel or you don't. But for those of you that do understand what I'm talking about the workmanship, the craftsmanship, and the personal connection to the instrument, that this is not a commodity. This is not like toothpaste. This is not like toilet paper. This is not something that you just go and buy. I think Matt says it that if you're that kind of guy that likes just that kind of guitar, Guitar Center's open at 10 o'clock. You can go get whatever you want that everybody else has. But if you're a person who wants to kind of take it to the next level, this type, in my opinion, this is one of the best moves to make in the guitar industry. And I'll tell you why. Typically when you're getting into a custom or a bespoke instrument like this, we're looking at many, many thousands of dollars. I want to say that Gibson Custom Shop guitar right there, and of course that's not bespoke, right? That's just a Gibson Custom Shop guitar. I think that thing was $4,000. And that wasn't even a bespoke instrument. When we start talking about stuff that's actually made for you with features that you picked, these pickups are not in any other guitar. This top is on other guitars, but not, I don't think on this model. It's not, certainly not done in this way. This build combination is is there's only one, right? Now that's not to say that there's only one of everything they ever make, but the possibility is there. Now here's what I'm going to tell you. I got this guitar with all these custom appointments for less than a new Les Paul. And that is unbelievable. When you can step into this world for 15 or 1800 bucks, that's the price of right around the price of a base model Telecaster, right? To step into this world. And I think that is something that is really, really cool. Tomorrow on our podcast, we are going to have an interview with the owner of Texas Toast Guitars. And the reason I wanted to do that interview in conjunction with this video is because the other thing that's super important about this kind of instrument is understanding who the builder is, understanding what their build ethos is, and that sort of thing. Because this isn't a situation where, you know, if you want a guitar that's in the shape of, I don't know, the space shuttle, that he will build it for you. It's one of those things where it helps if your ideas sort of align with the builder's, so that you're like, yeah, I could get into what he's doing, and then I can customize it, and I can be really happy with what he does. That sort of thing is necessary. So does your builder have social media channels that you can follow? YouTube channel, Instagram, that sort of stuff, where you can kind of build a relationship over time, even if he doesn't know you, build a relationship with the brand, build a relationship with him over time, that you can actually kind of, I don't know, get sucked into the coolness of the thing that you're after. So who should and should not buy a custom guitar? Something that's built just for them? Well, who should? Artists. A person who really appreciates the art of music, who appreciates the art of playing guitar and really enjoying it, not just using a basic tool for the sake of using a tool. I know that that is a thing that can be a little woo-woo for some people, but for those that get it, you understand what I'm talking about, right? When you really understand the art, then it's easier to make the art. The other person who should buy a guitar like this is somebody who understands craftsmanship, who understands real value, right? Now, we're not talking about price dollars value. We're talking about the real value of the craftsmanship, the work, and the time that goes into how long it takes to make this peg head the way it is with the black face on it, that it actually takes time to do that. The fact that these glow-in-the-dark side dots, the way they're cut in here, these hemispherical fret ends on the end with no little tines sticking out ever, so there's no fret sprout. How that's done. This is actually wood binding on here. You know, people that really understand, the hand painted stripes. People that really understand the time that it takes, that these parts don't just jump on the guitar for free. They are actually a person doing this work, and really understand the value of an instrument like this. Those are the kind of people that should buy a custom guitar. If you don't understand this yet, I think there's a possibility that you might be able to understand everything that we just talked about as you expose yourself more to it and allow yourself to really enjoy the actual craftsmanship of it and understand that an instrument, a guitar, is not a commodity. This is more than just a guitar-shaped thing that does guitar things, that it is a piece of working art, right? And then if you are a person who understands that, you'll get it. And if not, I really love Texas Toast, because one of the things is you can really step into this world for not a lot of money, right? Which I think is super neat. The only thing I would say is, if you are a big gear flipper, if you're somebody who's just like, I just buy this guitar, I play it for a couple minutes and I get rid of it, then this might not be for you. If you're a person who is constantly worried about the financial budget of things, either on the resale side or the acquiring it side, or constantly comparing each guitar to another, wondering whether it's worth it or not, those sorts of things, you might not be the guy for this or the gal for this. It's one of those things where if you can let each instrument stand on its own, see the value of it, then I think that you should definitely try owning a custom guitar. I love these guys because they start at about, like I said, somewhere around like 1,500 bucks or something. And it makes it to where it's a pretty attainable thing to have an instrument that is built for you. And I think that is very cool. So here's my question. Have you tried a boutique builder, a custom shop guitar, a custom built guitar, something absolutely bespoke, from scratch? Have you ever tried that? Or are you the person who's got a guitar and maybe just done some custom mods and added some pickups and various things like that, right? How far kind of have down this bespoke road have you gone with your instrument? Have you just taken a box stock guitar and done some mods to it and kind of made it yours? Or have you had Fender Custom Shop build you something, or Gibson Custom Shop, or ESP, or any of the big custom shop brands, Schecter, all those guys? Have you done that? Or have you done something like this, gone to a small builder and said, you know what, I like your idea, but I want hot rod pinstripes on it. I want paisley on it. I want some crazy thing that you've not thought of before, and really had something built for yourself. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you want to try. I'll leave a link to these guys in the description. I definitely recommend you go check out their YouTube channel. And tomorrow, come and check out our podcast, because we have about a 50-minute interview with the owner of this company, which I think is super cool. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next video.